Blizzard, Activision Blizzard waive a bunch of the fees because they're like, bro, we're losing. There's no sponsors. We're not making any return on our money. Like, COVID messed everything else. Messed everything up. You guys had a bunch of lawsuits. All these sponsors dropped out. We got left in the dust. What the fuck? And they won. I think they sued for a misleading investment. They sued for the stake one that Activision sold them, and they won. So hey, good job Overactive Media and everybody else fighting to get some of your money back. So they canceled a portion of that, and they get $6 million back at this point. Additionally, back in January, several Blizzard games, including Overwatch and Hearthstone, were taken offline in China because Blizzard and its longtime Chinese publishing partner, NetEase, failed to negotiate a new licensing agreement. Then in April, at the start of the 2023 season, the league announced that one of its Chinese teams, the Chengdu Hunters, would not be participating for the first weeks of the season as they continued to contemplate the future direction of their team. There was a hope that the Hunters, a fan favorite, would return later this season. Before it was reported in June, the team was gone for good. So given all of this, and the general cooling on esports overall, it's the same assumption that the franchise owners will probably choose not to continue on with the league, take the $6 million payout, and summarily end the franchise era of Overwatch esports. Did I say that word right? I've actually never said the word out loud. I've typed this before a million times in essays. Summarily, summarize, summarily, whatever. Tomato. Summarily. Okay, summarily, sorry. Not summary, summarily. However, though it is likely that the owl will cease to exist as we know, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll simply cease to exist, period. In an exclusive interview with the Overwatch League Commissioner Sean no matter how the franchise vote shakes out, he said, I want to be clear on one thing in particular, that Overwatch remains committed to a competitive ecosystem in 2024 and beyond, Miller said, and we're building toward a revitalized global scene that prioritizes players and fans. Sorry, Sean, I just made a different voice for you, just so people are listening on. Okay, whatever. Miller didn't clarify exactly what OWL 2024 could look like, but said that the Overwatch esports team is looking at other sports leagues, for example, including the league of Overwatch's own past, the Apex tournament. If you look at our playoffs format that we're doing this year, that should be a clear indication that yes, we've been looking at Apex as one of our examples. This is not Apex Legends for those who are like only in Overwatch. Apex was the name of the former Korean tournaments in like 2016 before the Overwatch League. It was like Apex Overwatch tournaments. That's what they called it back in the day. It was like super hype if you remember Overwatch 1. The playoff format's almost the exact copy-paste of Apex Season 2. It was a lot of fun watching back in the day. Miller, once again, couldn't give details on whether a revival of the Apex tournament was in the cards should the team not to continue. But he acknowledged the Apex tournament was much beloved by fans, and that no matter what gets decided, Overwatch esports will prioritize that love, serving the fans all across the globe in the best way. Miller also emphasized the league's commitment to its players, but couldn't share what that commitment looks like in a post-OWL future. We're in ongoing conversations with teams internally, and players are our top priority to ensure this transition will really occur. OWL is very the best way possible. Because of the uncertainty concerning what the owners will decide, there wasn't much Miller could definitively say about the league beyond the 2023 season. He admitted we are committed to Overwatch esports and committed to being as transparent with fans as possible, but despite the potential of massive changes on the horizon, Miller remained optimistic.
They make it very easy for us to keep our events safe.
I'm actually very optimistic about the future of Overwatch esports and the competitive ecosystem, he said. We are doing all we can to make the player experience and the fan experience one that people want to return to, want to be part of, and get excited to turn on. That optimism, however, doesn't seem to line up with the reality of what's going on with the esports department. Yesterday, the company's esports department suffered impacting around 50 employees. So this is another big punch in the gut. I follow a lot of the Overwatch League team behind the scenes on Twitter, and it was just a sad day seeing a bunch of tweets saying, you know, laid off, looking for work. I will say, like, although Overwatch League was a sinking ship, you have to give credit to the 50 plus people in the back still running that ship with the fans that love the Overwatch League still. Yeah, we could be like, yeah, the Overwatch League was dying, blah, 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 but I'm saying, we can also at the same time say, you know, applaud the people who are still running that ship and making the best with what they had, you know what I mean? They were still trying to put on a good show despite everything else. You can say what you want about the other things, but they were doing their best, so I'm always, I always try to prioritize, let people know, like, there's people behind, you know, the veil of big corporate Activision, right? So these are the people who are unfortunately caught in the crossfire, which, according to one of those affected, seemed like a significant gutting of Activision Blizzard Esports. In a statement to The Verge, Brad Crawford, the Senior Director of Global Communications of Activision Blizzard Esports, wrote, "We remain committed to the future of esports." This is such a PR statement. Are you sure you remain committed to the future of esports? And we regularly assess how our staffing aligns with our business goals to ensure we can evolve with changing trends and best deliver for our teams, players, and fans. As always, supporting our employees through transition is our number one priority. Man, they let people go. We're like more than halfway through the season. Blizzard makes so much money. Could you at least not have, like, kept them for the rest of the... year? If you're already bleeding money, how much more are you bleeding for, like, the season ends end of September. 3 more months, man. That's it. At least you can, like, you know, just keep them for the last 3 months. You can give them an early heads up. This is so, like, no, this is so corporate. This is so, like, it feels very unethically. Is it inhumane even the right word? It wasn't even like, you know, a warning or anything. It's just like today, it just happened. There was no announcements, no nothing. They dropped everyone. That's actually just so sad. I feel so bad for these people. Like I said, they were just doing their best, and then they get cut. July 19th, there's 3 months left of a potential final season. Give them a warning. Yes, maybe if the writing's on the wall that, like, they do this, but, like, they know it's the last season. I guarantee you these passionate people who are still making the league run would put on a killer of a final show, a final goodbye or something like that. This is the most Activision Blizzard thing in the world. Yeah, we care about Overwatch Esports and the people, but no, not really. Let's just cut the cord right here. Like, man, that's just. We are regularly assess how our staffing aligns with our business goals. Bro, 50 people for 3 months is pennies to Activision Blizzard. Come on, man. Not a good look. That's all I'm saying. However, those let go don't feel very supported, as they shouldn't. They do not feel supported. I'm with you guys. According to a laid-off employee who asked not to be identified for the sake of their future employment, the layoff came out of nowhere. Another corporate moment. There was no warning. They told the Verge via email. This was a complete shock to everyone, and none of us who were laid off were offered any opportunity to switch roles or teams. Obviously shrunk over the last few years, and esports as a whole has been struggling lately, but we were seeing record viewership and lucrative sponsorship deals for our Call of Duty League tournaments, they said. Overwatch League didn't seem quite as successful from a viewership perspective, but we saw more success than ever with our Owls League promotion and our side leagues like Call of Duty Heroes. The former employee shared that Blizzard was sunsetting some of the tools used to run its tournaments, and that before being let go, they were working on a new tool to replace those being shut down. As far as I know, Overwatch League and the World Series and Warzone seasons in the next few months, but in my eyes, they're completely unequipped to internally support anything esports after that. So basically, we lost 50 crew, so there's a skeleton crew where morale is down for the skeleton crew. They feel like ass. They lost so many of their valiant teammates that they have so much extra stress, corporate stress, to like carry on an entire operation with about 50 people. The broadcast is gonna be poop, PR, negative sentiment. Like, if Blizzard could just swallow 50 people for 3 months, pennies to them, keep morale up. Now, I feel like that's just, they're all just ROI, numbers now. Are they really not thinking long-term and public sentiment? Public sentiment even matters to them? Apparently not. Jesus, man. Okay. As Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard looms, Miller's optimism for the future of Overwatch esports contrasts heavily with the current picture painted by the now employees who made Overwatch esports possible. I can't really fathom what the benefit is to lay people off when your company is posting record profits and your stock price is quite literally capping out with the looming acquisition. The employee said this move isn't helping the shareholders, not helping the business, not helping the remaining employees. So now it's just a skeleton crew to finish this season. Sad news. I knew some of the editors on the team, back-end people. They're really great people. I did some behind-the-scenes work with Overwatch League the past few years. I had a couple of sponsored appearances. They had a really cool production thing. Like when I was like supposed to appear on the broadcast, they had a person checking in, tech check. I met 2 of the people. I did a couple of picking my pickups with one of the editors. They wanted me to say this, do this, and they can edit and put something beautiful together. They were really passionate people behind the scenes. So this is just really sad to see that they just laid it on. Sorry, I just can't get over the fact that it's just so just out of left field, just no warning. Man, this is gonna suck for the fun. The grand finals are happening in Toronto in September. I'm from Toronto. I was gonna go. I mean, I'm still going to go because it's the final Overwatch event, but you know what I mean? There's something about the energy in the room, and it probably just feels something about the juju will be off. That's for sure, man. Tough news. This is the quarterly earnings. Okay.
Begin with a need. No. Begin with a want. Then craft every detail from there. All electric for short trips. Combustion and electric for longer journeys. Versatility.
Oh, in Blizzard fashion, was this a planned thing? Because there's other better news. Part of me wants to believe no, this was planned before. Part of me can't help but think this was very conveniently placed. There's other times where different things from Blizzard were conveniently placed where I can be nah, that doesn't make any sense because some of those things take a long time. But this one's interesting. So those are the bad news to begin with. Now on the better news, Blizzard games are coming to Steam, starting with Overwatch 2. So Overwatch 2 is coming to Steam.
Let's go.
Date, August 10th, 2023. This game plans to unlock in 3 weeks. Let me read the article that I Blizzard's games are breaking free from the Battle.net launcher, as some of them are making their way over to Steam. The first game to make the jump is Overwatch 2, which will debut on Valve's storefront on August 10th. We quote, "We want to give everyone a chance to experience our universe with old friends while making new ones, no matter how they choose to play," Blizzard said. Wait, this is Blizzard saying it? As a free-to-play, team-based game, you believe Overwatch 2 Blizzard statement. Sorry, I think it Blizzard a different voice. Gamers and developers are both going to benefit from the Overwatch 2. Gamers and developers are both going to benefit from Overwatch 2. No! President Gabe Newell said in a statement, gamers will have another platform where they can play a beloved game that utilizes the capabilities of Steam, and developers will benefit from the effects of having the talented team at Blizzard helping us evolve our supported features and functionality for Overwatch 2. Jared Noose, one of the game director, what's his official game producer now. He says, we've been working with Valve for months to be Blizzard's first game ever to launch on Steam. It's been incredibly tough to keep quiet about a project so we're all so passionate about. Now we can finally talk about it openly. Okay, sorry. Going quick. To be clear, Overwatch 2 isn't leaving Battle.net, so you won't need to uninstall the game from there and re-download it through Steam. As on all other platforms, Steam players will still need to have a Battle.net account to play Overwatch 2, and that enables cross-play platform play and cross-progression. There are some advantages to playing Overwatch 2 on Steam instead of Battle.net. The game will support Steam achievements, okay? And you'll be able to invite your Steam friends to join you. So now we're no longer gated by the Battle.net limit on friends lists. And for those who don't know, this is a very unethical pro tip. But having less friends on Battle.net on PC gets you higher frames. It has been a known bug in the higher elo ever. People used to make Smurf accounts or new accounts on Battle.net, and they don't add people, so they have higher FPS. It's actually true. There's something about the request and something about a long friends list when people log in and out that affected frames. I don't know if they fixed it, but it used to be a thing. It was a very true thing. You've heard of it, right, Cactus? So it's Overwatch is better without friends. Again, there's something about optimization, I'm pretty sure, but again, when people log in and out, and when somebody plays a game, so-and-so is now playing Overwatch, they stop playing Overwatch, think about sending those. That's something on the free rates. But back in the day, Overwatch, when I remember, make sure you had friends list for frame rates. In any case, that's just a fun anecdote. It's not yet clear whether Overwatch 2 will have native Steam Deck support. I've asked for clarification on that. I was already dreading the game hitting Xbox Cloud Gaming if and when the Microsoft deal goes through. Since being able to play Overwatch 2 where I can find decent Wi-Fi cell reception would probably ruin me. Having it on Steam Deck seems like a good middle ground. I don't have a Steam Deck, so I'm not actually sure how that would work. This is a smart way for Blizzard to reach more players and bring newcomers into the Overwatch 2 fold. I'm sure many folks will appreciate being able to launch more of their games natively from the same launcher and not have to bother with Battle.net at all. We're excited to see the response from the Overwatch community, both veteran players and new ones will come It's unclear whether other Blizzard titles are coming to Steam or which ones will make the leap. The publisher says it will reveal more details when the time is right. Diablo 4 in particular seems like a safe bet given how successful the game has been until it's patch notes. Of course, all this is happening amid their discussion on the attempt to buy Activision Blizzard. The blockbuster deal could close any day now. Microsoft is very critical of Activision's decision.
Ay.
Call of Duty games about that past. Before violence, Microsoft called that effort to boost Battle.net a resounding failure. So it was already likely that Blizzard games would start appearing on other PC storefronts outside of Battle.net, outside of some of the already available Microsoft's first-party PC games are all on Steam as far as I know, as far as I'm aware. If and when the deal goes through, we'll surely see that Blizzard game come to the Xbox PC app as well, so they can be on Game Pass. Still, it's a big shift for Blizzard to start putting its games on Steam. I still had to like, I actually like went through and recovered my EA because you still have to link it, but like the fact that it went on Steam made me want to play it again. So like this is actually good for returning players and potentially new players for Overwatch 2. This is good to capture a wider audience. I was saying earlier, sometimes when you log on Steam, you get like a promotional deal. It tells you like, hey, this new game is available to download. This game is on discount. Now they have a big banner that says Overwatch 2 is available on Steam. Those who have never touched it or never played a Blizzard game and they're already on Steam, they have a chance to download and play. So I think that is a good thing. Number 2, another good thing about this going on to Steam is something I heard in Flat's stream earlier when I was lurking, was that the China NetEase deal. So you guys remember how NetEase backed out and now Blizzard games like Overwatch cannot be played in China. So I think China has a separate Steam client where Chinese players are able to play Steam games. So I'm not sure if this is true or not, still need a citation, but this may be a workaround to get the game in the hands of, wow, Paywall, thank you Forbes. This may be a temporary workaround to play it on Steam, potentially. So this one's still citation needed. You still need to use Battle.net login with Steam. Okay, maybe not then. Okay. Well, that's just food for thought in case something goes up in that capacity. Number 3, we now have Steam charts. Once Overwatch goes on to Steam, Steam charts is a site where you can see active player base. So now people can actually see how many daily users and monthly users are playing via the Steam platform. Obviously, that won't account for people still playing on Battle.net. It won't account for people playing on console, but at least it gives, is it called plausible deniability? If the numbers look bad, then the Overwatch defenders can be like, well, that's because we're all on console and, you know, people are still playing on Battle.net. And if the numbers look good, we can be like, hell yeah, look, Overwatch 2 numbers are insane, look at that, woo! So now we cover both bases. We cover both ends of the extreme. So Overwatch defenders can, we can hold strong in case we can applaud it when things look good, and we can defend it if things look bad. Oh gosh. Okay, and then what was the third thing I wanted to say with this thing?
Your peephole and saw a man imitating your dog.
Trying to get into your house. What would you do if you checked your Ring doorbell camera and saw somebody you don't know staring directly into it at 3 a.m.? Reddit is an amazing resource for people all across the globe, but it also has dark recesses where people post disturbing content related to people creeping on them, trying to get into their house, and other strange things. Today, on the other side, we're going to dive into 3 disturbing Reddit posts. The subreddit of r/Let's Not Meet is a place where people share their terrifying true stories of encountering people that they never want to meet again. This story, shared by Blackson Fair about 7 years ago, is absolutely terrifying in my opinion. As a dog owner myself, this hits me to my core and makes me worried about my wife when I'm not home. A woman was alone and she let her dog out. Then she heard her dog scratching to come in, and then she goes to the door to let the dog in. But something, be it a sixth sense, intuition, just a chance encounter, stops her before she opens the door. Let's get into the story. My husband and I live in a small 2-floor house with 2 main entrances, one along the front and the other along the side of the house, which opens up into the laundry room. When we're too busy or it's too late to walk our dog, we hook his collar onto a long line that's attached to one of the pipes in the corner of the house, so he can use the bathroom. We used to do this from the front door in our laundry room, but we noticed the large step from the door to the ground had been taking its toll on his hips. As a result, we started letting him out through the front door instead, since our porch is much closer to the ground. This particular night, I was home alone with my dog, and it was around midnight when I decided to let him outside the last time before going to bed. I hook him up to his line, close the door, and lock it before heading to the kitchen to put away the dishes. This was pretty routine. Even if he used the bathroom quickly, he liked to walk along the front and side of our house for a few minutes before coming back inside. As I'm putting away the dishes, I hear a scratch on the door. That's how my dog signals he wants to come inside, so I'll head over to let him in. Since I've watched way too many scary movies, I always look through the door's peephole before opening the door. Out of the habit, I look to check that my dog is in front of the door. Instead, I see a man staring very intently at the door handle. I freeze with my hand on the door handle, and I don't know how much time went by, but then I heard another scratch. This one louder than the last. This kind of wakes me up from my initial shock, and I run and grab my cell phone. I call my husband and tell him what's happening. He was very confused. I probably wasn't explaining the situation very well, but he says that he's headed home. That's when I realized my dog is still outside with this person. I head back to the front door trying to make as little noise as possible to check if the stranger is still there. Just like before, he's standing there, head bowed, looking at the doorknob. I tiptoe over to the laundry room and slowly open the door as quietly as possible. I can't see my dog anywhere, and the side of my house is covered in gravel, so I knew I couldn't step outside without making a lot of noise. With my heart still pounding out of my chest, I go to the front door to keep an eye on the stranger and to get a better look at him. I considered calling the police, but I didn't feel like they'd take me seriously, since all the man was doing was standing in front of my house. I tried taking a picture of him with my cell phone, but my camera was only able to get a picture of the peephole and not the images behind the glass. All of a sudden, the man looks up and stares directly at me. I swear he knew I was there. He glares at me, then opens his mouth to show a taunting, malicious grin. that way for a few seconds. With that, he turned around and started to walk down the street. I stayed in the same place, almost expecting him to rush back and start pounding on the door. Luckily, my husband got back a few minutes later. Long story short, he convinced me to call the police. We went looking for our dog. This man had cut the end of the line connected to the pipe, and our dog decided this was a good time for him to explore my neighbor's backyard, which was where we found him. It's been 3 years since this happened. We've since moved into a new house for unrelated reasons, and the police weren't able to come up with any suspects. Ever since, we take our dogs on a long walk before the sun goes down. The one thing I can't get out of my mind with this story was if it was posted on the No Sleep subreddit, there's a good chance it was good creative writing. It was fake. Somebody was just trying to scare you. The fact that this is on Let's Not Meet and they try to vet their post, and if somebody tries to falsify a post, they're normally called out in the comments. There's a chance that this dude is at my back door right now, making spooky noises. That's absolutely terrifying. The next post is also from 7 years ago. It was posted on the r/creepy subreddit, posted by a user called Fat and Depressed. This person started to get notifications from their smart home app in the middle of the night. Their doorbell was detecting a visitor. When they looked at the notifications on their phone and they saw the image, it was of this strange person standing at their door. This person looks like they were from the Purge movies for some reason. A woman with short hair is standing directly in front of this man's doorbell in what looks like in the middle of the night. This is one of my fears for when I get my video doorbell installed here soon. I don't want to see any creepy people outside of my house. Originally posted on r/whatisthisthing by a Redditor by the name of Shay Businesses 15. The post is titled, "Violently blew a fuse in my extension cord, took it apart to see the damage, and found this inside." What followed was a series of 5 pictures of some strange-looking technology that was inside this surge protector. Redditors banded together to investigate, and what they found was very suspicious. In the top upvoted reply, they replied, "It is a GPS tracker with cellular uplink, with a hyperlink to an Alibaba page selling a similar tracker." And there is an edit on this post to give a little bit of detail. As others have found, his link directed to the 900D unit, which does not have GPS. The 980D does. Looks like the seller here just copied and pasted the description. He goes on to say that, as another Redditor pointed out, there is a microphone, so this is definitely a covert listening device.
Since the original homicide, no charges have been filed, and the mother has since sought treatment for her bipolar disorder and depression. 43 hours. Sit back and think about this for a second. This children's swing was a death trap for this little boy, and the sheer thought of what he endured, initially thinking that it was going to be a fun and exciting time at the park, then becoming tired of the fun, then becoming thirsty, then realizing Mom isn't stopping. For hours and hours and hours, until it was over. I can only imagine the haunting scene of an oblivious mother pushing the corpse of her own son in a swing. And I really don't know how I'd react if I were ever to stumble upon such a sight in real life.
Last year, I made a video that included the phenomenon of the Yay Video Games Reddit account that exhibited seemingly ordinary behavior before a switch seemed to flip, causing their comments to spiral endlessly into obscurity. In 2011, a user on Facebook by the name of Karen Catherine Waldegrave would exhibit strikingly similar behavior. Karen, being a seemingly ordinary Facebook account, would, out of nowhere, begin posting nonsensical and unnerving ramblings that seemed to gather widespread attention from across the internet. According to her profile, she was born in London and allegedly graduated from the University of Toronto with a PhD. She has quite a few ordinary posts, which makes this entire phenomenon that much more puzzling. On May 23rd, at around 6:30 p.m., a switch would seem to flip from within her, resulting in her replying to her own statuses over and over and over. Even stranger, the posts that she would make would be entirely out of context, and it would seem as if she's having a full conversation with herself. Statuses, shared photos, and everything else that she posted would then accumulate comment after comment after comment. And it got so bad that she sent approximately 700 replies to herself in the short span of just 12 hours. At times, there were paragraphs of nonsensical text sent within moments of each other, and it's been widely speculated that Karen simply did this for some sort of attention, or to troll with the help of either a bot or script that would do this for her. After all, she allegedly has a PhD. For all we know, she very well could have done just that. Since the attention that she's gotten, her strange case has largely faded into internet history as none other than someone with schizophrenia or a simple troll. Solved, right? Well, not so fast. It seems that, to this very day, there's still something going on with her, and I can't quite put my finger on precisely what that is. This is Karen Waldegrave today. This account seems to be a newer one of hers, but still exhibits the same strange and bizarre behavior of her original account. Oddly, the page seems to be named differently, however, it still appears to be the same person. The pictures match up almost perfectly, and her education and location information seems to be an exact replica of what was shown on her original account. Now, why in the world would a troll do this 7 years later? We can notice here that she seems to upload many images of herself, and these, ultimately, would be nearly impossible to replicate. As someone who's graduated with a PhD, being seemingly well off and ordinary, why would she have any sort of need to still reply to herself with not only obscure text, but randomized links to various websites and YouTube videos? In her posts, we can see direct references to scientific works and writings, and, out of context, these seem to be completely normal. Until we realize that these are all being posted within seconds of each other. Furthermore, there's always just one person that likes each of her statuses and posts, and as you might have guessed, these are all coming from her. With just 9 Facebook friends, for all we know, this could still be the work of either a bot or a troll. The strikingly fast and almost randomized posts that come from her directly support this. However, with the pictures she shares that line up directly with her original account to the T, it's extremely hard to discount the very idea that something more obscure could be going on with her this very day. Of a child by the name of Adrian Jones. Adrian's short life was spent isolated from outsiders inside of a mice-infested house where he was under the guise of, quote, homeschooling with his 6 siblings. His father and stepmother endlessly abused him, forcing him into sadistic acts of torture. The father and stepmother subjected him to eating scraps of moldy food out of the trash, leaving him tied up and submerged in a dirty swimming pool for hours at a time, beating him, strangling him, and leaving him consistently bloodied and cuffed. Even worse, the parents documented everything with surveillance cameras placed all over the house in an effort to document their acts of torture. The footage and images were only ever discovered due to Jen Hovers, their landlord, whom was given access to the killer's iCloud account by Heather Jones, Adrian's stepmother, who was directly involved in the maltreatment. Hovers accessed the account in hopes of finding pictures for Adrian's funeral. However, when she looked through what was on the account, she found much, much more than she'd bargained for. In it were videos and photo after photo of Adrian's deteriorating health, and many of these shots came.
Oh, please don't say that you'll go.
Whoa.
My heart can't bear the news, just knowing that you'll be 1,000 light years away if you do. And will you know when it's through? When you find what you're looking for, will you know what to do? 1,000 light years away when you do. Oh, when you do. And I should have said it before you were gone, 'cause I'm kicking myself for waiting oh so long. And I should have held you near every time I feared somehow you just wouldn't feel the same. So please don't say that you'll go. My heart can't bear the news, just knowing that you'll be 1,000 light years away if you do. Oh, if you do. Well, I'm just sitting here gazing up at the stars. Let's say we pick one out and call the whole thing ours. And even though that light we see ain't the same for you and me, well, you'll know and I'll know that you and I can't even be 1,000 light years away, and I'd still love you. Oh yes, I do. I love you.
Stay awake. Oh!
he's referred to simply as the boy. It's believed that the killers were proud of their sadistic acts and enjoyed documenting Adrian's afflicted life. This is just one of those things that I hardly have any words for. The 7-year-old's short life came to an end in late 2015. His killers left him to starve to death while tied up inside of a shower stall. This, unbelievably, gets even worse though. To rid of the body, the abusers resorted to dismembering him and left his remains in a livestock pen, where pigs proceeded to feed on them. The heartbreaking thing about this entire endeavor is that there was a suspicion of activity going on. The landlord had the suspicion for quite a while, and this likely stemmed from the fact that, not prepared for this, Adrian did tell investigators that he was being abused years prior. According to an article by KansasCity.com, Adrian told authorities in a 2013 interview how his father would kick him so hard in the back of the head that a little bone came out. My daddy keeps hitting me in the head and punches me in the stomach, and my mom keeps pulling on my ears and it really hurts. He tried to make a plea for his life. However, that, unfortunately, didn't seem to help. His father and stepmother, Michael and Heather Jones, have since been sentenced to life in prison with no chance for parole, and his grandmother, who had no idea that any of this was happening, has spoken out, absolutely devastated. Adrian Jones never deserved any of this, and it's completely heartbreaking to read about this tragedy that befell him. In some images, you're able to see him wearing a shirt that says tough guy. And you know what? This absolutely holds true. Adrian is a tough guy. Nobody deserves that title more than him. And I can only hope that he's since found the solace that's been overwhelmingly overdue for him. This last entry comes from a user on Reddit by the name of Demeter of New. About 5 months ago, they made a post in the RBI subreddit claiming that their significant other had gotten a new phone, and for the first time ever, she now has visual voicemail. After receiving a voicemail from a family member that day, she realized that she had several others. According to the post, she started going through her voicemails, typical stuff, family, bill collectors, but one voicemail, dated Friday, June 9th, 2017, at 4:38 p.m., was from a number that we do not know. It's 3 minutes long, and the area code is 480, placing the owner around the Phoenix, Arizona Valley. I've spent all day researching news where their incidents happened the afternoon of June 9th, 2017, and have exhausted my very limited research abilities. The voicemail that Demeter received was this. voicemail was dated a year prior. Phoenix police will be contacted, and that they've star 67 the number, which merely led them to a generic voicemail greeting. A few very interesting theories have been given regarding the origins of this voicemail. A user by the name of Satellite Cookie seems to have dissected it quite well, and gave the hypothesis that the woman involved may not have even known that the phone was there. They claim that she seemed to have been screaming into her surroundings rather than into the phone, and a butt dial is genuinely possible here. The theories that they gave were that she was, 1, kidnapped and hurt. However, the weapon was not blunt enough to knock her out. She seemed to be fully conscious. However, the possibility is there that she had just woken up and realized the situation that she was in, with panic ensuing. Regarding the phone, either she was able to break free to one, it was hers, the kidnappers, or potentially another victim's. Another theory has been given by a user named Sojo3. When Satellite Cookie mentioned that it didn't sound anything like a mental breakdown, they chimed in claiming that they work at a psychiatric hospital, and that this absolutely sounds like an episode that could have happened with one of their patients. Sidetracking here, if we take a look at Demeter's post history, it doesn't appear that they were using a throwaway account, and also it doesn't seem like they were doing this for any sort of attention. With this in mind, the possibility that this is a hoax or attempt at an ARG are slim. However, an odd red flag here is that they never proceeded to give any sort of valuable follow-up or proof of history. Many are still awaiting this, and it really puts this story up in limbo. The very fact that we have absolutely no idea whether this is definitively real or fake is what makes this story eerie. This is a hoax. Someone had a genuine mental breakdown. Or there really is someone out there that was captured without ever being able to escape. The internet is no stranger to obscure and disturbing phenomena, and tonight was a direct exhibition of that. Thank you for joining me in this latest installment of Disturbing Things from the Internet. This has been quite a ride, and I'd like to give an even bigger thanks to each of you for joining me this week as we explored The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, took a ride through a completely new theory on Kinda Goes Above TV, dove headfirst into the eerie Reddit camera mystery, explored the beautifully surreal world of Interface, and capped everything off with Disturbing Things 5. Wow, this has been an incredible ride, and I hope you all enjoyed this as much as I have while making it. Stay safe tonight. I'll see you in the next one, because as we all know, there's always bound to be more. More complex systems. I could personally guess. I spent a lot of time contemplating on what I would do if I were in this situation. There's just no way around how it would have turned out. Grab a gun, shoot him back. There's two of them, and after we're on the side with you in the car. Fired and ran into the tree. Like I said, there's two of them. Killer would have come out from behind the bushes, guns ablaze. Back out and speed off. I still feel like they would have been inclined to shoot just because they can. All around, there's just no good way through this situation, which is what makes it that much more ridiculous that the driver and passengers were unharmed. Now this is so. Unfortunately, the two people involved are apparently still at large. Exactly align with your own. Showcasing a strange phenomenon that he had captured on his baby monitor. His post faked for attention, with many reasons given. One notable one is when the head actually moves. It seems that at the top left, the arm is seen moving in. However, I personally like to counter this by saying that there simply would be no room for anyone or anything to squeeze their arm into that tight space. Unless there was some sort of modification done to it, nobody would have been able to fit back there. As this movie puts it up as a battery-operated bear, while Hank claims that this is not the case, it could very well be true. The only real update we have is from June. Hank reshared the post onto his own page with the caption, "1 year ago." This, of course, renewed interest in the video, and down in the comments, there's one from a Dana Squires who claims that they're set on believing that the child had moved, thus causing the bear to move as well. While this seems like a very solid answer to the situation, we have to remember that it's always up for interpretation. Last year, a post was made on the X44 channel claiming that there was a user on Facebook that discovered a strange profile with the name Henry Chef. Apparently, Lori had commented on a news article clamoring on about nonsense. That effectively translated things strange. The 4chan user went forth to say this. So I was just on Facebook like a normie that I am, and I came across a comment in a post that's a bit unnerving. Someone posted an article from a page that had a few comments, so I saw it. The comment was obviously not entirely in English, but she explains how she wants to be cremated with her husband, or some type of thing, and she kept talking about her friend Susie or something. So I got weirded out by this and tried to click on the Facebook account to know what the fuck is up with this lady. This is where it gets weirder. This was her profile. I immediately saw that she had no posts or even uploads of pictures, so I assumed that she was a dummy account by some dude who was doing God knows what. Then I saw her friends list. Now I just realized after skimming through all these accounts that every bio that she has adds something weird or cryptic, like cheese bread from an almond milkshake and pita bread from a seasoned beef, kind of shit like that. It seems to be so many that I can't imagine a reason why some person would do some kind of shit like this and what purpose. So found that every single one of Rory's friends was simply another version of her profile picture with photoshopped facial features and hair. Posts on their profiles get even stranger than this. There are multiple images depicting animal gore with captions that hint at the murder of her own children. Going by her profile, there are no photos or any evidence therein of Rory actually having any children. However, it's disturbing to see. After discovering all this, a user then reached out to Lori, asking her about her many accounts and why she's doing this, and she responded in her typical style, claiming that, yeah, all of them, I was the one who created, but unfortunately, because of my negligence and stupidity, I forgot that I was renting the computer, and I forgot to change the password as soon as possible. The 4chan user responded, "Oh, okay, I understand. I like the pictures that you post, and the one you have is your profile picture. Did you make them?" To which Rory responds saying, "Really? Thank you, it's in the Play Store app, it's in your CP, you know, edit the pic." He then asks her how many accounts she uses, and she responds saying upwards of 15 to 24. When asked why, she made the excuse that she uses them because
How many subscriptions are you paying for? Pocket money? On them and
just for game requests. Also, find the one where she posted some images and captioned them about the demise of her own children. Something just doesn't add up. Theories have been thrown out that Ori is either a bot, a simple troll account, an account linked to the government, or actually haven't yet, definitely go check out Volume 1 and 2 on my channel. Trust me, you won't be let down. Anyway, I hope you guys are strapped in, because today's installment will absolutely be the darkest and most sinister entry to date. To dive into a lot more, hand-picked, and disturbing things to look at. For the past few years, there's been a severe ongoing water crisis in the city of Cape Town, South Africa. In short, the city is slated to be the first.
Tyler,
Beta.
one of the most craziest things just happened.
What?
Okay, so I was just downstairs, you know, playing with Hopshot. Hopshot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I noticed on the ground a cockroach.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was just like a toy, so I thought to myself, oh, is this just like a joke? But then I started getting closer, like a little closer to it, I saw like its antenna moving.
And did you scream?
I screamed like, oh shit! I tried getting like the broom, because it was like upside down, you know, laying on its back, because I thought it was dead. That's why I brought the broom out, but then I saw his antenna.
Oh! Come here! Sorry.
Yes. Anyway, I knew the broom wouldn't work and the pan, so I tried finding like Raid or something. And then Kaylin overhears me. She's like, "Oh, what kind of bug is it?" And I said, "It's a cockroach." Then she jumps. And she's like, "What?"
That's funny.
I was able to find bug spray, so I just sprayed it down.
And did you sweep it?
I swept it, and I cleaned up like the leftover like spray. I cleaned it up, and then I flushed it in the toilet.
Uh-huh.
So there's that.
Did you eat it?
Hell no, dude.
Why not?
It's infected with bug spray.
You should have ate it.
No, dude.
Why?
This is gross.
But you know there's an acceptable amount of cockroaches that you can eat?
I know you can eat cockroach. What?
Yeah. So like in tomato paste, you're allowed to have a certain amount of cockroach per tomato paste in your food. That's a healthy amount to eat.
That's disgusting.
Why?
I'm not like that. I ain't like that.
You should eat it.
No. Why don't you
Why?
eat it? Why don't
I
you
have.
eat it? You have not.
I have.
Wasn't that the lollipop thing that you gave to Scott?
No.
What was it then?
45.
45. Okay. How'd your date go last night?
It's fun.
Fun?
Watch Oppenheimer.
I want to.
Top 3
Tyler.
movies.
Tyler.
Peyton.
You want $11.70 in change?
No.
No. But it's $11
Nope.
in change. Why?
Put all the coins in the coin slot for self-service and buy something.
What was that? Nah, you need more.
Nope.
You need more change. Yes, you do. You need to get more, Tyler.
How'd you get your PS4 back?
They gave it to me yesterday. Or they gave it back to me yesterday.
So now you're gonna play Overwatch.
You already know. Either that or Fortnite. I don't know.
Fortnite.
Or maybe that Assassin's Creed I bought. Maybe
I
GTA
bought.
5. Yeah, sure.
I bought. You used my money.
I used your account.
$5.
It's not that much, dude.
It is a lot.
No,
Okay, give me
it's-
$5 then. Give it back.
No. Okay, I'll give you $5 in change.
No, you use bills, yeah? So
I don't have bills. I don't have $5 bills on me, dude.
okay, give me $1 bills.
I don't have $1 bills.
Why not?
Cause all I have is a $20 bill.
Okay, you
That was
can give
when
me that.
No.
Why not?
Cause I
My
don't
money.
have any.
No, I said you can give me the 20.
No.
Yeah?
Overpaying.
No, you underpaid me.
Uh-uh. Let's see how much does 10%. Is my mic catch or picking up on the fan?
No.
Okay, good. Cause yours is.
No, that's crazy. This is crazy.
Major region in the world to run completely out of drinking water. Ever. Back in 2015, a drought began resulting in severe water shortage, and since then, the city has slowly been going through cycles of water recovery and rapid declination with an obvious downward trend. Unfortunately, going by these statistics, a life-threatening problem will inevitably be upon them. K-Town and its residents are currently bracing for what they're calling a Day Zero, which is essentially when the water reserves in the region become so low that the municipal water supply will become so heavily regulated that citizens will only be allowed a maximum of just 7 gallons of water to live off of per day. The dreaded date, which was designated in October of last year, has been shifted back and forth. It was originally supposed to be April 21st. That was recently changed to April 12th, then 16th, then May 11th. Luckily, they bought themselves some time due to severe water limitations that have been put in place in the region. Currently, citizens are only allowed 13 gallons of water per day maximum, and various measures, such as water reduction for crops and the patching of massive leaking pipes, have been put in place in an effort to conserve every last drop. The reasons behind this have been debated back and forth, ranging from bad governing to climate change to wasteful use by citizens. Unfortunately, little can be done about this massive crisis, and residents have already been rushing to supermarkets to stock up on all the water that they can. It's heartbreaking and completely crazy to watch this happen in the news, and to think about how this would be handled if it were to happen to you or me. The majority of these people can't just afford to up and move out of the area, and I'm sure that most of us, myself included, wouldn't be able to either. Phenomenon, by its English translation, Space Phenomenon, is a video that was recommended to me by a user on Twitter. They go about a French book that they read. After I saw this suggestion, I took a look, because why not? Well, what I saw was pretty surprising, and pretty disturbing. wondering what the meaning truly is behind all the bizarre imagery and terms that they're throwing at us. The entire channel as a whole is just plain weird. Yes, pronouncing that we're just gonna butcher it. And they seem to post strange and obscure art style videos that seem to make little to no sense at all. Also, they're in German, so that's another level of obscurity, given that you don't speak the language. All in all, the channel, while old, definitely deserves a look. Their content, much like Space Phenomenon, is filled with secrets that just might have a little more to it than we think.
It's your biggest asset. Buying a camera possibly starting at $0. Apply in 5 to 10 minutes for a secure future at helpforcalifornia.com.
Oh, Tangle Slimes! Whoa! Rock on, creepy bro!
This imagery involves yet another creepy Twitter saga that's been ongoing recently. This son managed a very strange Twitter account that went live around 2 weeks ago. So the script was using it to ultimately document their life as his son is completely gone, with no signs of being back. They got updates daily, and each one seems to add a notable plot point to the story. Since its inception, the Twitter profile has garnered significant attention, and I'd just like to walk you through some of the notable points in this story, since it definitely is intriguing, definitely disturbing. The story opens as such. Now, it's late in the morning, and it's still dark outside. Where is the sun? The power keeps going out, and I keep hearing noises outside. Sometimes far away, sometimes close. I can't sleep. I think the noises outside are gunshots. I went outside. I saw something out there I can't really explain, but I can show you. Something just flew over my house. Someone's screaming outside. I can see a faint light outside my bedroom window. I'm going downstairs to check it out. I'm hearing noises outside again. I swear to God, it sounds like someone's banging on my door, but there's no way in hell I'm going downstairs to check. It got in. I don't know how it got in, but I'm hiding. I'm sorry if I'm gone for a while. I have to stay hidden to keep my phone off. It produces light. I am so sorry. As of writing, this is where the Twitter account stops. I'm sure at the point of publishing this video, there's been quite a lot more that's played out on the account, and I implore you to check it out. If you do go though, just make sure you have the lights on. It's we know that the creator of this account most definitely doesn't. Anxiety War is a channel that I've been following for quite a few years now, and I want to talk about his old content. The channel is run by a guy named Zach, and while he hasn't done anything disturbing himself, he's had quite a heavy hand in exposing child predators, vigilante style, through his YouTube channel. Unfortunately, if you head over to Zach's channel today, you'll come to realize that his content has most definitely changed, and his direction has taken a complete 180 from his old days of busting child predators online. While this is so, there is one video that he's left up, and it's exactly how all of his old content was when I first found him. If you're curious as to why this channel has gone through a sudden change, the reason is simple. While Zach was successful in putting 7 men in jail during Anxiety War, he was actually sued by 2 of them. This basically threw him into the spotlight for quite a while as he faced these legal battles alongside police scrutiny for taking this subject matter into his own hands. YouTube also cracked down on him, essentially temporarily forcing his videos onto the platform and onto his own site, anxietyboard.com. Ironically, that URL now redirects you to his YouTube channel with his new content. Anyway, back at the topic of the original Anxiety War. Zach's format was simple. Disguise yourself as an underage girl or boy. Go to online sites where predators are rumored to lurk. Lure one to you by sweet talking with them, and after days or even
section, where I can encapsulate that all just by sharing one experience I had recently. And that was, someone said that I'd become a void. I've never really been too much in depth with this guy, but I think my experiences with him, what he has done, should be highlighted, unlike some other people that have. Because this guy was the most bizarre predator I've seen. And it was really crazy. I think everyone should see what all this guy has done. And I wanted to emphasize a point that I made in my previous tweet, how dangerous it is to confront him and how stupid it is. Given that there have been real victims. He said, here's a pic. I won't get in trouble. What he was doing was he bypassed Taco Bell and he went around the back and he was combing the area behind Taco Bell. He was going through all these little side streets and stuff. I know the area very well. So I knew what he was doing, and at one point we went right by each other, and then I saw his face, and of course I'm just some 20-year-old in a car, but we bypassed each other. I thought, that's the dude, and I was just so excited. I knew I would see him at Taco Bell. Eventually, I knew eventually he would sell. I knew he had a lot to lose. I feared me saying, hey dude, what you did is sick and wrong, and I know you did this, and I know you did that, etc., etc. I feared talking about that because I didn't want him to react a certain way. So I left it at that. I just said, hey, how you doing? That's right. How's it going? Where are you going? Sorry, stay here. Wait, I gotta talk to you. He's leaving. Is there? He's left his little girl. I'll link his entire video down below, and it's an incredibly interesting watch to see how this sick individual sent videos and photos to what he thought was an untraced road. Also, if you search the term Insanity War on YouTube, you can find re-uploads of all of his old content scattered around other channels. Definitely give those a look as well. Anyway, why am I talking about this guy? Well, it seems that after his unfortunate fallout with YouTube and the police, he seems to want to move into the platform known as the creators. These people can be any creator with a camera and a desire to expose creeps much like Zach did. And if you search the term on YouTube, you'll find creep catchers videos from all over the world. These guys have taken direct inspiration from Zach and turned it into something that's, while risky and illegal, a very noble cause. This should be setting off a red flag for many of you. Yes, there are creeps all around you, and yes, they can very easily be any everyday person that you might encounter. Predators all have lives and families, and it's evident on their Facebook pages that are usually shown after they're caught. What these guys are doing under all the ordinary Facebook lives and rushes of work and family is truly something dark and disturbing, and it's unbelievably striking how widespread this issue is. These types of people also always have the cookie-cutter excuse that they weren't actually going to pursue the child. Instead, they're going to teach them a lesson and educate them, blah, blah, blah. Creep catchers and anxiety porn were on the right track. these creeps that lurk on the same internet that you might hand over to your children every single day. Last week, police were called to the residence of a man living in Phoenix, Arizona to arrest a woman named Jacqueline Claire Aves. Aves was involved in a disturbing stalking incident with the man and allegedly turned violent very quickly. The guy, who's unidentified, apparently met Aves through an online local dating service. Through this, they hit it off quickly and went on only one date. Things began to get weird afterwards, though. Aves began to endlessly text the man, going as far as to send him upwards of over 65,000 text messages, and he claims that she sent anywhere from 400 to 500 texts per day. Most of these messages were very disturbing, and she made insane claims to chest statements saying that she would bathe in his blood and that she wants his body parts. It doesn't even stop there, though. She then began to vigorously stalk him, showing up at his place of work and claiming that she was his wife. What finally led to her arrest was when the man was out of the country. She showed up to his home during this time frame, and he was only able to find out due to wireless cameras placed around his property. After witnessing her at his house, he called the police, who promptly showed up to find her there. They claimed that in her car that was parked in his driveway was a butcher knife, and she could have very likely had a disturbing intention for having it. She claims that she never intended to hurt the man, and is facing intimidating, stalking, and harassment charges.
Gold!
There's another part of this that I'd like to share with you, though. Recently, an interview has been released of her from prison, where she makes statements that she was in love with him, and that nobody quite gets it. Take a look.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was, and I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married, everything would be fine, but that's not what happened.
65,000 text messages. That's like
That's it?
cool stuff.
To me, it's a good word.
To
To me, yeah, that's
that kind of excessive.
love is an excessive thing.
Do you understand why people think this is a little bit out there?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a crazy person?
No.
Tell us, are you like
I'm the person that discovered love. The equation to light. Einstein, I discovered the equation to light is E equals mc squared. To finish that equation, everything we see is made out of light. Everything and the composition of the light that it's made of.
Jackie, some of those messages don't
Finding love, not everything's perfect. This was a journey. And I wanted to apologize. Because I will never be more sorry. No. I love him. So the rest of the equation is L equals 3.3. L equals 3.3 times E equals E squared, and that's the equation of eternal love.
I can only imagine the kind of torment that this guy went through when dealing with her. This entire situation just goes to show that you never really know who you're actually meeting up with on these dating sites. You could, very easily, be unknowingly walking into your next real-world nightmare. Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you recall, this is my one-stop shop for bite-sized creepypasta that I've recently stumbled upon. Just last month, we covered a wide array of disturbing things, ranging from Facebook posts to Reddit conspiracies. Today will be no different. It's time to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from the internet. Back in 2010, there existed a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan forum called the Bloody Board. It seemed to have been thriving for quite a few years, with posts dating way back to 2004. Jamie Marsters, a play on the name James Marsters, an actor on the show, ran this forum that contained over 40,000 posts. Everything seems fine here, right? Well, the scope of things takes a pretty big 180 when you realize that the forum had only one active member, Jamie Marsters herself. Each of these conversations were simply her talking to herself, and the topics ranged anywhere from fan meetups to the show's schedule. The peculiar thing about this is the math that comes with it. To keep up with the number of topics that were found on the forum, Jamie would have to have posted once every 84 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 6 years. Alone. No matter her motive, it's just a little strange. Theories have been thrown up that Jamie is a crazy superfan, and others believe that this entire thing was run by a bot. This actually leads to my next point. Unfortunately, in October of 2010, an article called The 7 Most Unintentionally Creepy Places on the Internet was posted by the website Cracked, and as you might have guessed, this board was on that list. What ensued afterwards was an endless barrage of people storming the board, posting vulgarities, pornography, and other unrelated, undesirable content. It's estimated that a total of 36,753 people flooded the place in the short span of 24 hours. After logging in and being surprised with the endless barrage of posts, Jamie ended up shutting down the board, casting it into internet oblivion. It turns out that Jamie had used this forum as a sort of news hub for the show, so she could keep up with articles about meetups and conventions. The thing is, how big of a fan do you really have to be to make 40,000 posts to yourself? In July of last year, a Facebook post was made by a user named Kiana, who claimed to have had weird things happen to her for a while. She claims that about 3 years ago, I took this photo and realized that there was a face in the background. People said that it was my younger sibling or someone else at home, and it wasn't. Even if it was, I was using front-facing flash, and dark-skinned people like me and my brother don't show up in the dark when using front-facing flash. Anyway, people thought it was a lie, and it never was. Little things happen here and there, like the light shutting off when I knew I had them on, or things moving right in front of my eyes. I try to ignore them, but tonight, I just so happened to be recording what I thought was a cute video of me petting my cat, and then you see my cat jump. The photo in question is this. If you're unable to see what she's talking about in the circle, I've done some enhancing for you. Now, for the video. some quick background. Fred held a Class 4 instrument rating with over 150 hours of flight time. He was also known as a pretty big UFO enthusiast. He embarked on a nighttime training flight over a 125-mile span of the Bass Strait on October 21st, 1978. Midway through his flight, he contacted air traffic control about an aircraft that was accompanying him. He claimed that the craft was flying at about 1,000 feet above him and seemed to be taunting him. The disturbing part is, his last words from the transmission were, "It's not an aircraft." A recreation of the flight transcript has been made, and is as follows. Many theories have been made regarding what he was actually seeing. These theories range from an actual UFO sighting, the possibility of Fred becoming disoriented and flying upside down. The latter seems very possible, given the fact that this occurred at nighttime. He could have very well been looking up at his own lights as they were reflected in the ocean. The one thing that unnerves me about this, though, is the fact that he made claims about it flying in front and behind him, and also that the lights he saw were green, when his craft had no green lights at all. The entire incident is intriguing as all hell, and a solid explanation is yet to be given. In 2014, model and fashion designer Lorraine Scott was found dead in her New York apartment. She died by hanging herself with an improvised satin noose. While this death is tragic, the incidents that followed were nothing short of chilling. Lorraine was known for scheduling Facebook posts and tweets for her audience. After her confirmed death, her accounts were still sending out updates, and her PR team did little to stop it before any sort of backlash. The strangest part about this story lies with her scheduled Facebook post. Hours after her body was discovered, this image was published to her page showing dresses hanging from a tree. It shocked many people and also led them to believe that this was another celebrity death hoax. However, it wasn't. This was very real, and strangely, the image that she had scheduled to upload was, given the circumstances, nothing short of unnerving. There exists a channel that goes by Human
Hey Siri,
that has
set an alarm for 3:15.
only one upload to date. In this 9-minute video, you're met with what initially seems like a random, ordinary person rummaging through some old notebooks and storage. Things begin to take a strange turn when you realize what this channel is trying to convey. Let's see if you can spot what's about this before we go any further. phrases, "Please, Mr. P. Diddy, please respond," and "Brother Diddy, please accept," over and over and over. Human Being 15 then goes forth to show us more of his stockpile notebooks before the video ends. Allegedly, this video is a re-upload from their previous channel, namely titled Human Being 151. The creator would go by the name Insomniac and had over 1,000 videos showing this sort of behavior. His video titles ranged from things such as "Diddy, dear Diddy, please read this," to "Diddy TV official." There were even some that had song lyrics in the title, presumably to somehow gain his attention. According to the site Cracked, which we mentioned earlier, who, at the time, had access to his endless library of videos, the content on Human Being 151's channel started with insanity from the very first video and went downhill from there. While the original channel has long been deleted, at least we have this re-upload, which tells us all that we really need to know about the kind of guy Human Being was. Obviously, this guy has an indivisible obsession with the hip-hop artist P. Diddy. Why him out of all people? I really couldn't tell you, but this guy clearly wanted to be noticed and went to extreme lengths to get his attention in the most disturbing manner possible. And there you have it. We just dove into 5 more disturbing things from around the internet. Now, before you go, I want to present a challenge to you guys. If you have any disturbing things that you know of for part 3 of this series, please submit them to either my subreddit or tweet at me with the hashtag DTFAI. I'll fish through your recommendations and will credit you as a submitter if yours gets chosen. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this second installment of the series. I'm so glad you guys loved the first one, and I can only hope that this one holds a candle to the original. Lastly, I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you all, and good night. We all come here for different reasons. Maybe some people or else love. Maybe back in November, I mentioned that I was discontinuing my Unnerving YouTube channels, Unnerving YouTube videos, miniseries, and Total Mixed Response. I told you guys not to worry, that's because what you will not watch is its direct and unproved replacement. Welcome to episode 1 of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. This is essentially a one-stop shop for creepy finds that I might have stumbled upon recently while browsing online. We'll dive into not only creepy things from YouTube, but from all over the net as well. Today, we're going to dive into 5 hand-picked and disturbing finds from the internet.